Hey there, I'm Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast, where me, Matthew, and Jackson delve into the random, rare, and often ridiculous pieces of human history. I dare say spaghetti doesn't grow on trees.
I would consider myself a little skeptical.
It's like a rat gibbering mouther.
Jesse has like a lot of women.
Like a GoFundMe, just say we need money for mummified.
I walk the streets of Chicago with blood on my fingertips. And that's not even a lie.
What happened in Chicago,
Jackson
man?
killed a man on the streets of
With
Chicago.
your bare hands?
Yes.
And you just dipped your fingies into him?
Yep,
like,
he just said, he gave him a little, he gave him a little tickle there at the end.
Not only do I kill you, but do I tickle your corpse?
Oh, no.
You went in.
Oh, no. So what?
That is-
how did you get blood on your hands in the streets of Chicago?
I may or may not have had a nosebleed,
No,
and
he
we were
killed-
out of napkins in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, that's much less dark than I was thinking.
We were not out of napkins at all. We had an entire box of tissues that I had brought and left there because I knew somebody would need them. And instead, he just proceeded to not use them and use his hand.
No, that's...
Did you? Okay, how many fingers did you use? Did you use like all 10 just
Plugged
progressively
his fingers in his
wiping
nose.
more blood?
No, the moment I realized it was happening, I just quickly put my fingers up to it, and then after that I grabbed the tissues. It wasn't it was just a little bit.
Okay.
Matthew and I did go to Chicago. That is true, and yes, I did walk the streets with blood on my fingers. But something that we did see when we were in Chicago, and I just walked past it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect for Deep Lore Boys." We passed the Billy Goat Bar.
Oh, we did, yeah.
The Billy Goat Bar?
Yeah, from
Well-
the guy with the Billy Goat curse.
Well, we thought it was the Billy Goat Bar.
No.
And it technically was, but just hold on here. So we
Wait.
were passing through it, and Matthew's sort of like, well, can you order a thing of fries or mozzie sticks or something like that, appetizers for everybody? And I get up there at the counter, and I see on the menu Chicago hot dog and the Obama burger.
No way.
They had
They had the
sussy
Obama burger?
Obama burger.
His campaign staff actually went to the Billy Goat Tavern, and they actually did order a burger, a specially ordered burger that was
It was the
that.
Obama
It was the
burger.
Obama burger. It became known as the Obama burger.
Dude, this would be like if they renamed chocolate chip ice cream to Biden cone.
this is the
That is-
future the liberals want.
Right?
This will be America in 2030 if we don't vote Trump back in. This will-
I wouldn't actually mind if it was just the Obama burger, though, because it actually wasn't that bad. It really
Oh,
wasn't
really?
that bad. No,
No,
Good
the
burger.
Obama burger, I have to say, his campaign staff have good taste. It was a very, very customized burger. It had an egg on it and stuff. It was very
Egg
much
and
its own
bacon.
thing.
Wow.
It was good.
I
Yes.
tried talking to the woman at the counter there, and I was like, I had really kind of wanted to go here when I was recording this episode. She was definitely not interested in Deep Lore Boys, and I just left what was possibly an
what?
attempted plug right there. I was like, no. And she
We almost
told me
got a
that it
fan.
wasn't even the original location. I was like,
What?
okay. No, apparently it's a chain, and the real one is on Michigan Avenue or Michigan Street or something.
Oh,
and this was just
man.
one of them.
They
So
still
I don't
got
know if Obama's campaign staff went into that exact one or if they just went into the original one. I don't know.
It's a subject of wide dispute which Billy Goat Tavern
Yeah.
Obama's staff.
Yeah, the
went
lore isn't
into.
very clear, The
I like to think it never even happened.
yeah,
I like to think it never happened at all,
It's
and they
just a
just
complete
wanted
lie.
an excuse to make the Obama burger. So, for context, for any listeners that might be wondering, the Billy Goat Tavern is a subject we discussed in episode 7 of the podcast. It was owned by a guy who cursed the Cubs one time. Is that what it was? Baseball
Yeah.
team, and they didn't win for dang near 1,000 years until the curse was lifted.
It lasted 71 years from 45 to 2016.
Dude, that was 2 years after the Lego movie came out.
Dude.
Friends, fellows, countrymen, enthusiasts of lore all over the world, incredibly handsome and talented host Jesse Gable here with a brief word for you. The Deep Lore Boys are currently trying to grow our YouTube channel. We have listeners on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Anchor, but if you've never visited the Deep Lore Boys YouTube channel, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty cool place. We post regular episodes of the podcast with video formats, as well as some exclusive pieces such as Matthew's chilling tale that have never been on Spotify, Anchor, or Apple Podcasts before. So if you listen to the podcast and are a fan and are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, maybe you'd consider doing that. Above all else, whether you're a subscriber or not, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Hope you enjoy it. We do this because we love it and it's fun and we want to put a smile on your face. So if you enjoy what we do, keep enjoying it, and that is plenty enough for us. Oh hey, we also have an Instagram now. That's pretty cool. Jackson runs it. He posts some silly memes sometimes. It's pretty fun. You should go check it out. Anyhow, I've been talking long enough. Back to the lore.
I just remembered a topic I really wanted to discuss. I just forgot it, and I'm mad. Oh, that's what it was.
Oh no.
Oh, this isn't posted in articles anywhere. Do you guys know what Rat King is?
No.
Oh, no, not Rat King.
I want to discuss Rat Kings.
Oh.
Are they just big rats? Are they born with crowns?
They're not big rats. They're multiple small rats together.
Pretending to be a big rat? Do they have like a trench
Yeah, it's
coat
like
and a
they
hat?
put 3 rats in a trench coat.
Is that what happens?
It's actually kind of sad, I guess. Boom. That is a Rat King.
Oh!
As you can see, it's like a rat gibbering mouther.
Yeah, it's like a rat conglomerate.
Yes,
Are their tails
except
all intertwined?
That's the thing. Yeah, they're not. They were all separate rats, right? These weren't all spawned as one entity. What happens? There's a lot of theories. Nobody knows for sure about how it can happen, but basically, and this has happened multiple times. Sometimes people just find rats tied up together in a big mess where all their tails are just stuck together, and obviously the rats can't really do anything. The more they struggle, the more they get stuck, and so they just die like that if nobody finds them. Back in like the Middle Ages and stuff, they were obviously regarded as like a divine sign of like, typically of like, it was an omen of like bad health and danger. Which, fair enough. I mean,
yeah, I
we all
mean,
know how
I'd feel
popular
But
like
these
that
are-
was in
These are
danger.
natural and appear in nature?
Yes, these are natural. Nobody's tying them together. This actually happens.
Oh, I thought that it was like an art thing, and like
No.
if people found dead rats, they would do it. And
No.
This
This is a natural thing. They're just found like this. That one, the first one that I sent, the big mummified one, was found in Victorian England. This guy was cleaning out his chimney, and he just found that at like the back of his chimney, which is really nasty.
That is so strange. How do they knot their tails together like that?
Nobody knows, because the funny thing is that rat tails are not supposed to bend like that. In case you guys didn't know, they have bones and stuff for the most part up until you get to the very tip. They're not supposed to bend. That's not
So
how it's supposed to go.
It's like something is tying the rat tails together, and then you just have like 8 rats that
Yeah,
are making like a rat sun.
yeah. They just make like this whole rat spiral.
Yeah, rat spiral. That's a better way to describe it. A rat flower, even.
But
Yeah.
they do move around. They do move around for a little while though, as like one rat. It's not just like
Oh, do they kind of?
yeah.
No,
do
they're
attempt
not
to-
really smart enough to move that much, though.
They combine into one super rat. See, what if when the rats combine, do they eventually begin to share like a hive mind through their tails?
Oh, you think that they all like connect?
From what
Because
I
the
am
tail
reading-
is just the base of it's the spine. Because
right?
the brain would connect all the way through. Maybe it's like a wire. They hook it all together, and they
It's like
become
their
smarter.
it's like their ponytail in Avatar, where like they hook it together and then they can like I know like they synchronize with the other ones like thoughts
Yeah.
and stuff.
They do that, but with the rat tail.
With their rat tails.
And because rats are already really smart, it would only take like a dozen of them before they're smarter than a human. And then they become these ultra giga creatures, and then they die.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, here's the thing. So eventually the rats that are connected to this thing are going to die because rats don't have a very long lifespan. But if you can keep adding new members to the rat conglomerate, you'll eventually just get like a rat Shoggoth which is just this big amorphous thing.
Rat Shoggoth.
And you just move across the countryside collecting more rats and losing more rats. So you always kind of maintain the same
Rat
size.
King was bad enough. No, we've hit Rat Shoggoth. We've gone to a new level.
I think
this
that
can
would
also
be
happen to
scary.
squirrels, by the way.
This happens to
But somehow
squirrels?
Squirrels is just way more sad to me and just horrible. I don't know.
Because squirrels
why.
are just being chilling. The worst thing they do is eat your bird seed.
But rats, there's a few theories. One of the running theories is that rats get like this because they have kind of like sweat, but it's a different kind of sweat. It's like this fat. And if it gets just cold enough, the fat that's kind of like excreted on their tail can freeze. And so people are thinking that it's cold outside because it's very common in the winter to find them. So people think that the rats huddle together to stay warm. And then while they're sleeping, their tails kind of begin to freeze together and like stick together. And then they kind of like shuffle around and they kind of tangle up a bit. And then as they try to escape because they're frozen, then the tail gets tighter and they kind of jump over and under each other and the knot gets tighter and tighter.
Is that what the Rat King leading theory is?
I think that's the most accepted theory right now. It definitely sounds viable to me.
Yeah, no, that does.
Could this happen to other animals, you reckon? Could you get like a Monkey King? Monkey Shoggoth?
Dude, no, have you ever seen the Monkey King? That was a show from China.
What?
Holy crap. I grew up watching that. Good show. I mean, as I remember, a show about this monkey who like...
He was king?
He was a king of the monkeys. That's
all
really
right, yep,
actually
wrap
about
it up.
I loved that, dude. You just like unlocked a memory there. Monkey King.
Dude.
I love the question on Google that just says, can the Rat King be killed? Like,
okay, Jackson, that is
such
the Rat
a
King.
disturbing question.
We have
People
to
have Googled
preface
that?
the Rat King is also a very particularly grotesque form of zombie in The Last of Us.
Okay.
And so they're talking about that. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what the question is in reference to on the Google
Can
drop
the
bars.
Rat King be killed?
I like to think that somebody just found this in their house and they're like, is it mortal? Can it?
You're like,
how do I
I've locked
stop
it in the
this?
bathroom. What do I do?
I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but like I have a dog, right? I have a divine creature. Okay, Scout is great.
Scout is an actual angelic being.
Maybe this is a sign that like I don't know, I'm like faded to the dark side now or whatever. But in place of a divine paladin of a creature that Scout is, I really do wish that I had some like little baby Shoggoth that was like, I don't know, the size of my hand, that I could just keep in a tank and just like feed chicken nuggets. Like I wish I had some like immortal blob of matter and goo that just like made awful, horrific, traumatizing sounds. Like I wish I could just
scared
have that.
guess.
Like I wish I could just take people back to my room and be like, oh yeah, this is the thing, and it's just like this gibbering mouth or just like squealing in its tank,
squealing in its cage,
absorbing all the matter, and it just goes like and then eats a chicken nugget. You can't even pick it up without a glove on because it'll just like absorb your hand.
Eat your hand.
Like
it occasionally just grows new eyes, and then those eyes disintegrate and it forms new ones.
Like imagine I was just sitting here on the computer, I turned and looked over and there was just like this like tumor with like 40 eyes just staring at me, just watching. Like I don't know. I would feel like I've arrived.
I do have one last question about the Rat King. Why is it called that? Like, why isn't it called like Rat Society or like Rat
Rat Society?
Yes, the Rat
Yeah, why is it not
Society?
the Rat Cloister? That feels like a more fitting name.
Yeah, why don't we call it a flock of rats?
We could even call it the Rat Gang if we wanted to.
Rat Gang. No, I think it's just called that. It's just an old term. I don't know, actually. You know who don't have this problem? Despite having 8 tentacles, octopus never have this issue.
Can you imagine an octopus king?
That might have been the first Shoggoth.
That right there. Lovecraft must have seen one of those.
He found one in the ocean. That's what Alexander the Great saw when he went underwater. That's why he said the world is damned and lost. He saw an octopus king and he had enough.
Oh no.
So the term Rat King was actually not originally used to refer to this creature. it was actually referred to as a person who lived off of others, basically like a freeloader, and then somehow that became the term for this. How? I don't know.
Huh.
But yeah.
I had a girl that was into me once tell me that that I reminded her of a bear. And keep in mind, this is when I was 16. I weighed about 100 pounds. I was skin and bones, and I had the worst hair you have ever seen.
Bear energy.
She
Maybe
was
like a bear
lion.
cub.
Not even a bear cub, dude, because they're like short and stout and cuddly. And I was not nearly a bear. I was closer to like a tree that a bear might rub its back on. Like that's what I
What a
was.
shameless statement. Dude.
This woman lied to me straight up to my
Hey
face.
man, she was shooting her shot, okay?
She shot her shot.
She tried.
For the fans here, Jesse has like a lot of women.
Yeah,
that are
guys,
interested in him.
guys, we gotta
And,
say, actually, this isn't just Jesse. This is all of us. It's unbearable almost. The
Yeah,
amount
it
of-
really is. Ever since the podcast began.
That really kind of they've been flocking to it, man.
No, but one of Jesse's friends has an entire list that he literally just calls the army,
Oh yeah.
and it's just like the like
Oh, yeah.
200 women that have been interested in Jesse.
How did you hear
for,
about
like,
the army?
Yeah. I'm
the
well aware
army.
of this army here.
Oh man, I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
Look, the army is not as extensive as he would lead you to believe.
I would believe it has at least 200 people.
Well, give or take. I just want to specify to clear the air here. The army is not all that extensive. There's not a few thousand. There's not even a few hundred. However, you can expand this list by adding to it. If you are a woman who has ever been attracted to me, let us know, and I'll add you to the list.
Yeah, guys, just
So-
be sure to hit us up in the comments.
Yeah, hit me with a
Actually,
comment, give
Matthew
me-
and I here
Yeah.
are also trying
Yeah,
to
in case-
expand our military.
Yeah, we're starting a full Deep Lore Boys military here. We want to get like a
Yeah.
nice strike force going.
yeah, you
So,
know, it'd be
Only
funny.
with me, it's not the army, it's the Air Force because it's sky high with the numbers.
Thanks for that.
I guess some crocodiles got in some mud and didn't get out. These crocodiles were mummified during the 5th century BC. And looking at the pictures of them, like that's a crocodile. And it's very
Yeah.
well mummified. And this
No,
is just
it might
in
be
mud.
a fish. Actually, that might be a fish.
Oh, you're right. Actually, is that a baby Spinosaurus?
What? Oh,
Oh.
dinosaur real?
Dinosaur?
confirmed?
They were mummified in a unique way at the Egyptian site of Qabat al-Hawa.
Were they deliberately
No,
mummified?
I think they were deliberately mummified.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, somebody threw these Crocs into mud?
I like think the crocodiles were just giving him a hard time, and so they just took him and threw them in the
Threw
pit.
them-
and just, like,
These crocodiles
bury
had a
'em.
bad attitude. Yeah, you know what they say, in a while, crocodile. And these guys really took
Yeah,
it to
you
the
know,
next level.
They really.
I like to think that this is just that these are like holy Crocs that the Egyptians buried there.
That's what we come up with whenever we find anything in history. We just, whenever there's anything we can't explain, we just say, religious significance. And, that's
Yeah, moving on.
our go-to.
Yeah.
This probably used for like rituals and ceremonies. It's like
The celestial gators.
they had to find something.
Do you think now that we've like found them, we can make Croc Park? We can get their DNA, we can bring them back, and we can have a whole
I don't know.
park
I don't know how
full of
good their
Egyptian
DNA
crocodiles.
How good their DNA is at this
Yes.
point. I mean, I think they should try it
That's
though.
the first thing that comes to mind. Can we make Croc Park? It's like you can
It's
make
just like a
anything
normal
else.
zoo.
You can make anything else. But
But no, Croc Park, man. You can come and see, like, look, this is a 5th
Yes.
century
No,
BC
it's-
crocodile.
I just realized that was like a spin on Jurassic Park, and I was just picturing like a skate park with just crocodiles in
what?
it. I'm just picturing like a normal park with just normal crocodiles. Like, I
Just
mean,
chilling.
yeah, we could.
I mean, I guess. Okay, so this has always confused me about crocodiles. I couldn't wrap my mind around how somebody could get like eaten by a crocodile. I can understand killed because they could bite you and drag you under, but I was like, if you look at their
Okay.
jaws, it's just a flat little fleshy surface with a bunch of little teeth on it. And granted, those teeth are sharp, but how's that going to bite my arm off? And
Okay,
then I was
so-
told,
Oh yeah,
or
we
maybe
got the
you should just
development
explain
here.
it. Go
Maybe
ahead.
I could just explain the lore here. So basically, they spin.
Yeah.
Crocodile roll.
Yeah.
So he grabs
found
your
out they
arm, and then your
rotate.
arm twists, and you're not getting your arm out. Your arm simply twists until it's not there anymore, and it just spins. So
what
they
if
just
you twist with it?
I mean, good luck.
Yeah, you just
full-blown
like start
like a
rotating with the croc.
Samus, just like
He just like a Sonic the Hedgehog.
yes.
That sounds like a JoJo's move. That's something like the Pillar Men would do.
That
Croc
does.
bites onto their arms, like spin the arm and just annihilate the crocodile.
The
But
crocodile
no.
would have to like blow up all around. Death by crocodile is a very unfortunate fate.
We have to consider the possibility that maybe these crocodile mummies are going to come back to life. Like, we know mummies are constantly rising from the grave and inflicting foul curses. So, like, if these
Oh.
crocs just got up and started moving,
That would be terrifying.
it'd be
That would
scary.
be scarier than a normal mummy.
Can we please make a movie called, like, a Mummodial or something? And have it be a,
Mummodial.
like, have it be like a scary movie about a zombie
You wanna
mummy
make that,
croc
dude?
that they dig up.
What about
Okay,
a mummy
we-
croc or a croc mummy?
Croc-y.
Yeah, we need to work on the name. It'd have to be something stupid.
I like Mummodial. I like that a lot.
Mummodial.
actually.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Or we can just call it Mummigator and just like
We get a Kickstarter going.
we could
And
get
try to get
funds for
Mummodial on the
Mummodial.
big screen. $30.
They could GoFundMe, just say we need money for Mummodial.
So they say you can't believe everything you see on TV. But sometimes that's just blatantly not true. In 1957, people took that to a whole new level because on April 1st, which is coincidentally April Fool's Day, the BBC current affairs program Panorama played a documentary about how spaghetti is made, and they showed a standard family in southern Switzerland harvesting spaghetti from the family spaghetti tree. And because it was April Fool's Day, people didn't believe it. The station got hundreds of calls that day of people asking for more information and asking about the authenticity and berating the station for playing this prank.
Yeah, nobody believed them. Of course, this was in England of all places. So
in
they were all like,
Britain.
I dare say,
I dare say spaghetti
do
doesn't
English
grow
people
on
even
trees.
I would consider myself a little skeptical.
Do English people even eat spaghetti? I kind of felt like they just ate like raw ingredients.
Yeah, they
like,
just-
it's just like toast, beans.
yeah, they
like,
just gotta take
meat. Like there's no.
Yeah, the English eat eggs. They crack an egg onto a slice of bread,
Yeah,
and then put some beans on there. If they,
yeah, they don't even toast the bread; they just make it like that, and they
Like,
just like,
I
get a
think
can
this
of
was-
peas on the side.
This was bold of BBC
But-
here to even suggest that the English even wanted to eat spaghetti anyway. Like
This was more meant to showcase what life could be like if they had just left the smog-covered aisle that they were confined to.
oh.
this has turned into us just berating the British, trashing the Brits.
God save the Queen.
You remember that one time we beat him in war? That was pretty
Yeah.
cool. Remember when George Washing Machine?
Yeah,
Beat the
sure.
It's because he ate his spaghetti
Yeah, he ate a spaghetti from the spaghetti tree.
from the spaghetti tree.
nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. People just, like, I don't know if this is like a mass hysteria kind of situation or what, or like a Mandela effect kind of thing, but yeah, people were not happy. Called him out on the supposed prank and
Yeah.
later learned of their folly, I hope.
Yeah, it was real.
So in 1957, when this happened, it wasn't common for British people to eat pasta. People really only got it from cans. So I guess when they finally learned where it came from, they were like, there's no way that like spaghetti is just something that grows on trees. There's no way.
Preposterous.
If that was the case, we would have discovered it centuries ago.
Little did they know, spaghetti tree don't grow in England because the weather is terrible. And
The
you need
weather
good
sucks.
weather.
Yeah. Well, no, my grandmother, or not grandmother, my great grandmother was Italian, and she like literally came over on the boat and like spoke Italian and everything. And so I can confirm with my
Yeah, no, and
deep
she
knowledge
actually
of Italian cuisine, spaghetti. Yeah, the Brits, they got it wrong here.
did she have a spaghetti tree?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. Yeah, she was well acquainted. I don't know if she owned it or if it was like a family member who owned it, or I don't know. She had spaghetti trees nearby when she was a kid and
Yeah.
was familiar with them. Said sometimes you could like climb up in them and just have a snack while you were chilling there, which I guess is the same kind of deal with like an apple tree, but something
Yeah, I
so much
guess.
cooler about it being
It's
spaghetti.
the spaghetti tree.
I mean, with spaghetti though, it's like it's pasta. Like it's not just it's like some dumb piece of fruit that you just like,
No.
Yeah, no, like you're actually
Chopping
getting the
on, like-
good there.
Overall, I find this to just be a really interesting case of, I don't even know what you'd call it, Mandela effect, mass hysteria. Like you can label it as whatever you want, but a bunch of people believed something was
Yeah, they
untrue
all believed
that
it
was
wasn't
blatantly
true.
true. It feels like one of those weird conspiracy theories, like Elvis is
Because a lot of
still
people think
alive
like,
and-
no, like, but how they have pasta when I have a pasta press at home? I can make my own. But like at the end of the day, you're just making the kind of like
the
fake stuff.
knockoff version.
You're
Yeah,
not making the actual organic pasta. You're just making something that tastes and looks similar.
it's like Velveeta versus
is-
Like
the
if you
real
ever
cheese,
actually get
like-
real pasta, yeah, it's not the same thing.
That is the same thing as claiming like, what, ice doesn't occur in nature? I can make ice on my own. Have you been to the Arctic, idiot?
like, how's there ice in my freezer? Like it's
Yeah,
literally
that's
the
not-
same thing.
Hey again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. If you had fun, please share this episode with one of your non-reptilian friends, and we'll see you next time. Until then, I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm gonna go post that one on Twitter.com.